Hello, my name is Johan Falk. I work at NodeOne in Sweden. You are very welcome to the second episode of Taming the Beast, Learn Views with NodeOne, where we will learn how to use the Drupal module views from the very basic to quite advanced stuff. And today we'll start using our sandbox, or actually my sandbox site that I'll use for this screencast series. It's a clean Drupal 7 installation with some small changes. The only module so far that I have enabled not in core is the administration menu module. That gives me some nifty shortcuts right at the top of the screen. And if we go to our module list here, we'll see that I have downloaded a few modules, two modules, and then two other modules that I will enable. And we'll see, one of these is views. If you don't know how to download and install modules to a Drupal site, I recommend that you pause this recording right now, go off and learn how to install modules. Basically, just download them, put them in your Drupal directory under sites/all/modules, or use Drush or another tool of your choice. Views you download. Right now this is March 2011. The best choice is, I would say, the development version of views. But if you're listening watching this, say, summer 2011 or later, then I'm pretty sure that the latest stable release is the one you want to use. In order to be able to use views, you must also download what's called Chaos Tools Suite. That is called Chaos, is not something that you should be afraid of, but it's actually named after the main maintainer of these two modules, called Merlin of Chaos, or also Earl Miles. So, download these two modules, you will need them, and then go to your module list on your site. You will see at the very end of that list there is something called views, a group of modules called views. We want to use the views UI. There are two other modules that must be enabled to use this. It is the views engine itself that you can have on your site. Well, views UI gives you a user interface to use views, and you can actually use that without, well, you can use the views engine without a user interface, but you can't change anything. I'm just going to check this one, and I'm going to check one more thing that is really handy when you work with views or example sites in general, and that is a module called Devel, a project called Devel, and a module in that project called Devel Generate, used to create dummy content on your site. So I'm going to enable these two, Devel Generate and Views UI, and when I save configuration, Drupal tells me that you must enable the views core module and also Chaos Tools to install views UI. This is great. To use Devel Generate, you must also install Devel. Fine. Click Continue. I'll take this moment to say that what I'm presenting now is the new user interface for Views 3 that is not yet publicly released, but will be pretty soon. And it's quite an improvement over the existing UI. If you're used to the old views, then you'll notice some differences. If you're not used to old views, then fine, you'll just have to learn the new stuff and be happy with that. And you most likely will be. So, we now have some new modules enabled on our site, and it's time to look at this views thing. So, under structure, there is now a new option called views available. And here we have a number of default views. Views is a tool to create lists, basically, on your website. It can be used for a lot of different things, of which we'll see quite a few during these screencasts. But if you want to wrap your head around what views does, it's good to think that it creates lists. And views provides you a number of default lists or default views that you can use, and I'm gonna just enable one of these to show you how it could look. This is a glossary for your website, and if I click enable here, you see we have a number of different options. Enable. Then I can go to this path. Oh, I can almost. This is still a dev version. I'm sorry about this. If I go in, hold your breath here, and just save. Why can't I save? Come on. Open, cancel, save. There we go. Okay. Still work being done on this. Now this should be saved and I should be able to reload, and yes, here we go. So this is a glossary that presents a list of the content of the site grouped by first letter. Now currently I only have one piece of content on the site, that is a picture of the beast. But if I create a lot of more content, you'll see that this works quite well. And in order to do that, I will use the devel generate module that I just enabled. And that is found under configuration and the section development. And then I want to actually start by creating a few users to create content with many different authors. So I'm going to open this in a new tab, bear with me, like 5 different users perhaps, up to 1 year ago. Great. Generate. 5 users are now available on my website. Then configuration, development, and generate content. And I'll create a number of article and basic pages. I'll let devel generate create, which is the point of this. 50 of those, yes, please, up to 1 month old, up to 4 comments each on these, up to 4 words in the title, and that's fine. Generate. So what I've done now is I have populated my site with pretty much dummy content. You can see we here have my old content, the beast. We have something newer that comes higher up on the front page here, and we have a lot of more content here. If I close this and go back to this glossary list, reload, you'll see that I get a list of first letters, and if I click on one of them, I get a list of all the content starting with that letter. This is an example of what you can do with views when you're getting pretty handy and pretty skilled in handling different settings inside views. But we're not going to start in that end. Before we start though, and build something of our own, I want to scare you a little, because whoop, there. If you go in and edit a view, we have nifty shortcut links, contextual links for each view. You'll see that we find ourselves in an interface that has pretty many settings, like this. You also have here down here some kind of preview and stuff. This is a lot of settings, and we're gonna go through, I think, every one of them during this screencast series, and I think you'll actually understand how to use most of them. If you don't, blame it on me, then I'm not explaining it right. So we won't start by configuring stuff in here, but we will start by using the new views user interface to create ourselves a new view. So views is used to create lists basically, and we have here a number of example lists, and if we don't like these and want to add something ourselves, then we click add a new view. And then you're presented with a quick configuration page for views, where you can give your view a name and then give some very quick and condensed configuration to these views. I'm gonna unmark this one right now. So I'm gonna, as an example, we'll make a list of articles on our website. So I'm gonna call this article list, like this. Views gives us a suggested machine name for this list. We can add a description. Always add a description unless you have a really good reason not to, because it makes it easier for yourself and for others in the future. My timer says me that I should be finished right about now, so I'll try to wrap this up in the next few minutes. So description, list of articles on the latest articles on the website. And then quick configuration gives us the option to first select what kind of entities or content on the site we want to show. Here we have comments and files and many different things. Content is what's usually called nodes by Drupal developers, and that's what we want to show when we want to list articles. So show content of type, we get the option to narrow this down a bit, of type article, and then we can also select tags if we want to, and narrow down further. Sort by, newest first, and then we also want to create a page for this to actually view this list somewhere on the site. So create page. Views has already filled in some sensible default values for us here, which is very nice. Article title, page title will be article list. A path for this. Display format we'll have a closer look at later on. What it does right now is basically creating a list of teasers, just as on the front page, and we can change this into some different ways here. Items per page, create a menu link. Why don't I create a menu link? Actually, I'm going to put this in the main menu, and I'm going to call it article list, and that shall be it. Now we can click continue and edit and go into this quite advanced configuration page, but I'm going to do save and exit. Now the interface views builds this page for us and then throws us to this to the resulting list page here at article-list. We have the title that we set, and we have the beast, the newest article, and then a list of older articles following this. Alright, so that's how to create your very first quite simple view, and we'll have a look at how we can tweak this in the next screencast episode. Thanks for listening. Bye.